Hello there, this is Joyce, and thank you so much for joining me here today on this LinkedIn Live. So, if you're joining us now, welcome. Or if you do watch a replay after this and you'd like to ask a question, reach out to me, then please do so in the chat or the comments on the LinkedIn event, and I'll be sure to pick it up afterwards. So, just a short intro about myself. I'm Joyce from Marketing Tech. We're a one stop shop for affordable mobile apps. And we deliver and market mobile apps to suit your small business budget. So today's session, which I'd love to talk to you about, is about generating a return on investment with your mobile app. The question really is, can you really generate a return on investment from your business app? Well, the answer is yes, you can. And this doesn't even have to involve you selling anything on the app. You can, if you want to, put an e commerce module in your app and start selling products or your services. You can do that. Although, what I'm going to show you today, the example which I'm going to show you today, does not involve you selling things from the app, but purely through push notifications. So, I'm going to show you how you can conservatively generate ROI through consistent app marketing through push notifications in this case. And I'll share a couple of tips with you along the way. So hopefully you'll have a good idea of how you can achieve that should you decide to have a business app. One of the metrics we use, as I said, we use to calculate your ROI on an app is to do with push notifications. So these push notifications is the key driver of business to consumer app marketing. So we're talking here about apps for restaurants, for clinics, for shops and offices as well. So these are places where you have a physical outlet, and presumably you would meet your customers there. So for these sorts of businesses, B2C type of businesses, then push notifications would be super useful for as a powerful app marketing tool. So before I go on to talk about ROI, in a slide later on, there's just two terms which I'd like to touch on here. So the first term I'm going to share with you is the opt-in rate. So the opt-in rate refers to users actively giving their permission to be notified for specific purposes. So that's the definition. So these purposes could be for promotions or any sort of marketing message. In this case, on a mobile app, this would equate to the number of people who actually receive push notifications from the business owner, from the restaurant or the clinic, shop, or the office. So the opt-in rate will see push notifications pop up on their phone. So these people who actually allow push notifications, they will see push notifications. They will pop up automatically on their phone. So that's the opt-in rate. And according to Airship is a mobile marketing platform, which I often use for research. So according to their benchmark, they did research, a piece of research in 2021. And according to them, the opt-in rates for app push notifications on Android phones has a medium opt-in rate of 81%. And on the iOS phones, the medium opt-in rate is 51%. Now, you may be wondering, why is there such a big difference in opt-in rates on push notifications between Android phones and iOS phones? Well, this is because on Android, a higher opt-in rate is explained by the fact that iOS users, they must actively consent to push notifications. So there was always going to be a pop-up on an iOS phone for phone users asking them for permission to opt in to push notifications. And so obviously you're going to get a lower opt-in rate in that case. Whereas on Android phones, as I understand, and according to the report by Airship, Android does not have this feature at the moment. It automatically enables push notifications, so there's no opt-in. Perhaps that might change in the future. I'm not sure, but according to this report, Android phones don't have that feature. So So let's for this ROI example, which I'm about to share with you, let's be conservative and let's use the medium 51% opt-in rate for iOS phones for push notifications there. But of course, in real life, you would assume that a business app should be accessible by both Android or iOS phone users. Otherwise, you're just going to annoy half of your app users there. So, but in this instance, we'll take 51% as very conservative, the more conservative end of the opt in rates for mobile phone push notifications. Now, the second term, which I want to share with you, is the click through rate. The click through rate in this case, it's the number of clicks on the push notification. And that's a good way for you, the business owner, to track how engaged your app users are. So it's the number of clicks on the push message. And again, I quote from research: the Android on an Android phone, the average push notification click through rate is 4.6%. On an iOS, the average click through rate is 3.4%, so slightly lower on the iOS. And again, for my ROI example, we're going to use the conservative 3.4% to calculate our ROI there. Right. So let's then move on to calculate the ROI. So I'm going to show you a slide which I have here. Let's just expand this. Right, great. So I hope you can see this clearly. So this is an example of calculating ROI and push notifications. Pardon me there. I think there's a little break early on. So yeah, as I was saying, this is an example of calculating ROI on push notifications with a restaurant, for example. So it could be any high street outlet. So in this case, we're just going to use restaurant as an example. So the currency we're using here is pound sterling. Subscription cost of the app is £99 per month. And that's actually the mobile app marketing, technical and marketing support subscription that we would charge our app users. So that's £99 per month that we charge our clients should they sign up for an app with us. So let's take that for as an example. And the number of app downloads, assuming 300. From experience, we do know that for a restaurant, once the app is published and once you consistently start to market your mobile app to your app users through push notifications, then you should be able to get 300 downloads in the next 3 months or maximum 6 months, 3 to 6 months. Within this period, you should be able to get 300 of your app users using your app there. And the assumption here is, of course, that you already have customers, you have followers to your restaurant. So you already have customers visiting your restaurants. They already know about your brand. They know about your restaurant and the app that you have. So this requires marketing to let your customers obviously be aware that you do have an app. So once you've done that, assuming you've done that, then you should comfortably be able to get downloads up to 300, if not more downloads in a 3 to 6 month period. So again, that's a very conservative estimate I have here. Assuming you run 2 push notification campaigns per month, so that's 2 push notifications that you send out, you schedule per month. The opt-in rate, again, as I mentioned earlier, 51%. We're using a conservative opt-in rate on iOS phones, 51%. The click-through rate, again, conservative, 3.4%. And the average spend in the restaurant, this is a conservative £40, assuming 2 people to a table spending £40 on a meal. So, what are the results here? So, to your right hand side, you can see the opt in rate for two campaigns would be equivalent to 306. So, 306 people would see your message pop up on their phone. So, your message could be a promotional message offering a meal deal, for example, a lunch meal deal to your local residents or the local workers, people are local to you and you know would come in and visit your restaurant. So you're going to get 306 in this case. And that's the opt in rate, which is 51% times two. So don't forget that you're sending two push notifications in that 1 month. So that will give you 306 people checking into your message or reading your message. The click through rate in this case will be 10.4 people. So not everyone's going to be clicking on that message that you see, that they see popping up on their phone. Assuming a 3.4% click through rate, you're going to get 10.4 people actually clicking through that message. But again, we can assume that 10.4 people clicking through that message does not necessarily equate to 10.4 people visiting your restaurant. So, taking an average of 3 out of 10 app users responding, I don't know what this will be, to be honest with you. So, this really can depend on the promotional messages that you send out. And how attractive the offer is that you send out to your app users through a push notification. So let's assume again 3 out of 10. That's the average here. So 3 out of 10.4. Or three, let's round it up to 3 out of 10 of those people who've clicked on your message, the push notification message, would actually respond to your offer. So, respond to your offer means they'll come in and they'll visit your restaurant, they'll sit down and they'll have a meal. So, assuming the average spend is £40, you would then rack up £120 revenue. So, assuming two people come in to your deal to take advantage of your meal deal and have lunch, it's £120 of revenue that you've generated there from those two push notifications that you sent out in that 1 month. And so that means your monthly net profit from those two push notifications will be a very modest £21 from there in that 1 month. And to calculate ROI, essentially, the ROI in this case would be the profit that you've made, which is £120, minus the cost of generating that profit. So the cost in this case is the subscription, the app subscription that we charge the business owner who sign up for an app. So that's £99, and that gives you £21 profit. Divide that by £99, which is your average cost, your monthly cost for the app, and that gives you an ROI of 21% there. So I hope that helps to give you an idea of how you can generate return on investment on your app using just push notifications alone. Of course, there are other metrics that you can use. For example, if you're selling things or selling services on the app, you can calculate how much you're selling as well using this that I've just mentioned, this example here. But again, we would also advise using push notifications to improve the response rates or to get people coming back to your app. To interact with your app, and that's part and parcel of what we do with app marketing. So I hope again this really helps you to give you an idea of how apps can generate ROI there. If you are interested to find out more about the apps that we can deliver for you, the apps that we can build for you, find out more about the price plans that we have for independent businesses. And by independent businesses, this would be for restaurants, independent pubs, beauty clinics, spas, members clubs, boutique hotels, butchers, retail shops, and so on. Essentially, any high street independent who wants to grow their business. If you'd like to find out more about the price plans that we offer to independent businesses, then please do scan the QR code here to find out more about how we can help you. So that's it from me, Joyce, Marketing Tech. Hope that's helpful, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now, and thank you for watching.